Veronica for the Theatre Reader. I'm here today with director Sciara and playwright Radha and Menon to speak about their show Rise of the Prickly Pear, which ran this past summer at the Hamilton Fringe Festival and is being remounted at the Staircase Theatre in Hamilton this month and at the Box Theatre in Toronto in November.
Well, the play is set in 1958 Cuba, but the main story is a relationship between two women, and the story itself is more about the elusive nature of beauty in terms of, for example, communism. The utopia of communism is really beautiful, but the way that it is demonstrated in the hands of men has not been so beautiful, and there hasn't been that that equality that communism offers, and the hope. It's about the hope being dashed, and it's about the betrayal of not only the hope of the people for the revolution, but also the women characters in this play.
What inspired you to write this?
Initially, I love Cuba, and we go when we can. And I saw a pair of women, and they just fascinated me. And I watched them because they were there for the whole weekend. They were Cuban anyway, because in Cuba it's not segregated like other places, so you actually get to meet the people, and I kind of like that. And I watched these two women, and their relationship was so complex and so tender, and yet they were such physical opposites, and I don't want to give away the climax of the play, but they just drew me, and from that the idea sparked, and the story literally came, and I wrote it in 7 days.
Your background is largely comedic, so this is an interesting choice for you in terms of directing.
No, I mean, like, it's, you know, it deals with reality, I mean, and it's something that people relate to, you know, and comedy, the more serious it is, the funnier it becomes when you tell it later. I mean, at the moment it's a serious situation, but as you let it unfold in a story, it becomes funny, you know. But Roddy's plays are more character driven than anything else, and the chemistry between the two ladies is incredible, you know. It just there's so much energy up there, and it gets intense so in so many different places in the show, that the comedy was not an issue. It was mainly getting the story out, you know, and the writing itself and the situation that arises, you know, makes it funny, you know, and makes it just humorous in its own.
Can you describe any challenges that you faced with this, or any character work that you've done, any specific things that you've overcome throughout the process?
Well, I think for me, of course, I'm always working on the accent, so it's like an evolving process. But I have to say, what's going to be really hard this time around is that it's not boiling hot. Because at the Fringe Festival it was boiling hot, and also it's hot in Cuba, so you feel like you're right there, but you know, this time it's going to be a little bit different. So
for me, you know, I talk about the Cuban Revolution, so I wanted to know what, I mean, we all kind of have an idea of what that is, very high level, and I wanted to really have a deep understanding so I could kind of get where the guy's coming from, where Futuro's coming from. I may not be able to experience it, but to really understand where people came from, what they were thinking about. So, you know, understanding what, you know, what Castro's presence was at the time. So listening to all of his speeches, same with Che Guevara, like really kind of seeing the details. And so I watched a lot of documentary films, read a lot.
You know, so the show, basically, I'm going to steal a line, a famous line, you know, you'll laugh, you'll cry, it's a must to see. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs. That's because I only have 2 in these 2, and we got another 2 over here. Veronica, you want to give us 2 thumbs? 2 thumbs, that's 6 thumbs up. I mean, it's better than half. So, I mean, it's...
So there you have it. Come check out Rise of the Prickly Pear, opening at the Staircase Theatre on October 23rd and at the Box Toronto on November the 6th.